I met Octavio Paz in New York in early 1970s, and afterwards saw him here and there over the years, and most frequently in Cambridge, Massachusetts, where he used to teach at Harvard every fall. Since we were both big readers, we talked about books when we met, often arguing about them, but in a friendly way. Stupendously learned and serious as Octavio was about a wide range of subjects, he had the rare ability of remembering arguments months and years after they took place, so that the next time we'd run into each other, he'd greet me by resuming the conversation we last had, leaving me embarrassed because I could not immediately recall what had been said. Of course, we talked about poetry a lot, or rather, I kept asking him about the poets he met, from the French surrealists to various Mexican and South American contemporaries. And he always had an interesting and original view of their work, and often an amusing story to tell about them. He told me, for example, about going to visit André Breton in Paris after the war, being admitted by a maid into his apartment and told to wait because the poet was presently engaged. Indeed, from the couch in the living room where Octavio was seated surrounded by paintings of Ernest, Miro, Dali, Diego Rivera, Man Ray, Duchamp, and many others, he could see Breton writing feverishly in his study. After about 20 minutes, he emerged happy to see his Mexican friend, and they set out to have lunch in a nearby restaurant. "What were you working on, cher maître?" Paz inquired as they were strolling to their destination. "I was doing some automatic writing," Breton replied. "But," Paz exclaimed in astonishment, "I saw you cross out what you were writing repeatedly." "It wasn't automatic enough," Breton imperiously declared. These talks with Paz meant a great deal to me. What I got from them and from his books was the most comprehensive and acute explanation of modern poetry that took into account the history of the ideas and political history, as well as the literary traditions of the countries under discussion. I loved listening to him, and I was a good listener. The only time that I disappointed him, as far as I know, was the night Mexico played Italy in the 1994 World Cup. He and his wife had taken me and my translator to a French restaurant here in Mexico City, where we sat surrounded by empty tables because everyone else was either at home or in some plaza watching the game on the big screen. As we got into the subject of modern philosophy, I recall cheers and gasps of collective disappointments reaching us from the crowd outside. To make matters worse, I kept running off in the direction of the bathroom so I could slip into the kitchen where the cooks and the waiters were watching the game and check on the score. "I have no memory of anything," Octavio said that night, and I deeply regret that. But I remember the score of the game. It was Mexico 1, Italy 1.